Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Looks like this crude oil market has been seeing some pressure lately, even with this dollar also on a pullback. And we've got last week's inventory build is still providing some sellers in the market. That was against an expectation for a draw in inventories, and actually that was the first build in 7 weeks. So that is a little bit bearish there. We've had recent forecasts by the International Energy Agency that we're going to see better demand in 2011, and also the Saudi oil minister came out saying the same thing. But these are not providing a whole lot of support to the market, and we're not seeing a whole lot of buying off of what should be some friendly news. We've got some high domestic inventories at Cushing right now, and I think there's also a play right now. We've got some cold weather both here and in Europe that is supporting the heating oil, so it looks like we are seeing some spreading, buying of the products, and selling of the actual crude oil. And we're also seeing the West Texas Intermediate, which is the stuff that's on our markets that we trade, the NYMEX. They're buying the Brent crude against that. So that's also providing some pressure for our nearby crude oil. But we have to remember that a lot of these targets that were set forth near $100 a barrel, you could almost say that that's been hit. We had Brent hit about $99 a barrel, so we do have crude oil out there that has tested $100 a barrel, and we're still looking for this thing to set back a little bit further. So as we look at the continuous chart, we can see that we've been really in a nice range since the beginning of December here, and even today's lows are right at some good support. It's right at basically what are the April and May highs back here. So there should be some buying here, and you can also see that the short-term uptrend does also provide support. So this chart is saying buy, and if we do buy here based on the continuous chart, you're going to want to risk right below this 86.83 low that we have. So it's a pretty reasonable trade if you're looking at being an aggressive buyer at this point. Now we want to keep in mind the long-term uptrend on this chart is at about 81.50. And we're going to find some various levels of support along the way. But let's move towards this March contract. This is the lead month right now, and this is where your volume is going to be. We've got a double top in this 93.45 area. Our uptrend is about $86 a barrel right now, and that's also going to coincide with your 100-day moving average here. One thing that we want to note is last week we did break down below this short-term uptrend, which that would all kind of be the equivalent of this uptrend right here. So we're going to look to sell this contract, and if you can see, we've got some retracements here. The thick retracements are your retracements from the lows back in August to the current high. The thin retracement lines are from the November low to the current high. So what I was looking for is some points on this chart where we've got retracements that coincide. 88.90 right here is an important spot, and that's also last Thursday and Friday's low. So we're going to try and sell against that at 88.80. We're risking to 90.30, which is just above this high here, and we're going to look for a pullback down to 86.30 for a test of this uptrend. You can also see that 86.10 is another area where we're going to see some convergence of some retracements. And also keep in mind, we said that long-term uptrend was near 81.50. Well, that's where the last batch of retracements would converge here. So that is still a potential objective. Moving to the dollar, this market has started to form a nice downward channel here. And we took out some good support on the move last week. And this also looks like a sell. And we're going to look to sell at about 78.80, which would be a test of this trend here. Even looking for today's high to be taken out, hoping that today's low is taken out shortly after that. We're going to risk just above 80, just above these highs and this mess of moving averages right here. And we're actually going to see if this market will pull back down towards this 76.25 area and retest the lows that we had put in back in November. Now, we do have a Fed meeting this week. The market's going to be very interested to see if there's any communication regarding possible interest rate movements or any further stimulus efforts. So we're going to definitely take cues from that this week as well.